Florida's ancient beginnings, a watery birth. Florida, the Sunshine State, has a surprisingly watery past. Millions of years ago, Florida was submerged beneath ancient seas. Imagine a time when giant marine reptiles ruled the waters. These creatures swam over what would one day become Florida. Over vast stretches of time, layers of sediment accumulated on the ocean floor. These layers, rich in the skeletal remains of marine organisms, gradually hardened into limestone. Limestone, the bedrock of Florida, is a testament to this watery beginning. As sea levels fluctuated, Florida emerged and submerged repeatedly. Each cycle left its mark, shaping the land we know today. This process of formation has resulted in Florida's distinct flat landscape. Unlike mountainous regions formed by tectonic activity, Florida's terrain is relatively low-lying. The highest point in Florida is only 345 feet above sea level. This unique geological history sets the stage for Florida's diverse ecosystems and its vulnerability to environmental changes. The sculptors of Florida ice ages and shifting seas. The ice ages played a pivotal role in shaping Florida's landmass. During these periods, vast amounts of Earth's water became locked up in massive ice sheets. As a result, sea levels dropped significantly, exposing large portions of what is now Florida. Imagine a time when Florida's coastline extended far beyond its current boundaries. As the ice sheets melted, sea levels rose again, inundating low-lying areas. This cycle of glacial advance and retreat spanning millennia sculpted Florida's peninsular shape. The rising and falling seas created a dynamic environment, leaving behind coastal features like barrier islands, lagoons, and estuaries. These coastal formations are not just scenic wonders, they provide crucial habitats for a wealth of marine life. They also act as natural buffers, protecting the mainland from storms and erosion. Florida's history is intimately tied to these fluctuating sea levels, a connection that continues to shape its present and future. Florida's natural tapestry, wetlands, coastlines, and diverse life. Florida's unique geography fosters an incredible diversity of ecosystems. From expansive wetlands to sun-drenched beaches, the state is a haven for a vast array of plants and animals. One of Florida's most iconic ecosystems is the Everglades. This vast wetland, often referred to as the River of Grass, is a mosaic of sawgrass marshes, tree islands, and flowing water. The Everglades provides critical habitat for endangered species like the Florida panther, the American crocodile, and the West Indian manatee. Beyond the Everglades, Florida boasts a remarkable variety of habitats, each with its own unique flora and fauna. Along the coast, mangrove forests thrive in salty water, their tangled roots providing shelter for fish and invertebrates. Pine flatwoods, characterized by longleaf pine trees and a diverse understory of plants, are home to animals like the gopher tortoise and the red-cockaded woodpecker. Florida's natural heritage is a tapestry woven from diverse ecosystems, each playing a vital role in the state's ecological balance. First, inhabitants, native peoples, and their relationship with the land. Long before European explorers set foot in Florida, indigenous peoples thrived in this land of abundance. For thousands of years, Native American tribes, including the Seminole, Miccosukee, and Calusa, adapted to Florida's diverse environments. They lived in harmony with nature, relying on its bounty for sustenance and utilizing its resources for shelter and tools. These early inhabitants were skilled hunters, gatherers, and fishers. They understood the rhythms of the seasons, the ebb and flow of the tides, and the habits of the animals they depended upon. Their lives were intertwined with the land, and their practices often reflected a deep respect for the natural world. They managed fire to shape landscapes, creating open areas for hunting and encouraging the growth of plants important for food and medicine. Their legacy is etched in the archaeological sites and shell mounds scattered across Florida, reminders of their enduring presence and their intimate relationship with the land. European arrival and transformation of the landscape. The arrival of Europeans in the 16th century marked a turning point in Florida's history. Spanish explorers brought diseases that devastated Native American populations. Colonization led to indigenous displacement and new agricultural practices. Land was cleared for timber and agriculture, transforming the landscape. Cotton plantations, fueled by enslaved labor, altered Florida's natural environments. European arrival shifted land use, shaping Florida today. The Everglades, a wetland, wonderland under threat. Once a vibrant ecosystem, the Everglades now face the impact of human activities. Early 20th century drainage projects altered its natural flow. Canals were dug, rivers straightened, changing the wetland's character. The slow-moving river of grass became compartmentalized. These changes had far-reaching consequences. The Everglades began to shrink, its balance disrupted. Water quality declined, impacting wildlife and local livelihoods. Today, restoration efforts aim to protect this ecological treasure. Section 7. Concrete jungles rise. Urbanization and its consequences. As Florida's population surged, so did urbanization. Coastal cities transformed into bustling metropolises. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Tampa Bay witnessed explosive growth. High-rise condos and suburbs replaced natural habitats. This rapid urbanization pressured Florida's environment. Wetlands were filled for housing developments. Habitats fragmented, displacing wildlife. Increased demands for water, energy and resources strained natural systems. Urban sprawl encroached upon natural areas. Pollution from stormwater runoff and industrial activities increased. Urbanization has come at a cost to Florida's environment. Balancing development and conservation is crucial. Sustainable urban planning is essential for preserving Florida's heritage. Section 8. Florida's fragile coast, erosion, hurricanes, and a changing climate. Florida's coastline, a haven for beachgoers and a vital economic engine for the state, faces an array of challenges. Erosion, a natural process exacerbated by human activities, continues to threaten Florida's beaches. Seawalls and other coastal armoring structures, while intended to protect property, often disrupt the natural flow of sand, leading to increased erosion in other areas. Hurricanes, a powerful force of nature, pose a constant threat to Florida's coastal communities. These storms, capable of generating powerful winds, torrential rainfall, and storm surges, can cause widespread damage to infrastructure, ecosystems, and human life. Climate change is adding another layer of complexity to these challenges. As sea levels rise due to global warming, coastal erosion is expected to worsen. Higher sea levels also increase the risk of flooding during storms, putting coastal communities at greater risk. Adapting to these changing conditions is essential for protecting Florida's fragile coastline and its residents. Section 9. The sinking feeling, understanding. Florida's sinkhole phenomenon. Sinkholes, a dramatic feature of Florida's landscape, are a stark reminder of the dynamic nature of the ground beneath our feet. These depressions in the Earth's surface occur when acidic rainwater seeps through the soil, dissolving the underlying limestone bedrock. Over time, cavities form underground, and when the overlying Earth can no longer support its own weight, a sinkhole collapses. Sinkholes can range in size from small depressions to massive craters, and their formation can be gradual or sudden. Florida's geology, characterized by porous limestone and a shallow water table, makes it particularly susceptible to sinkhole activity. While sinkholes are a natural phenomenon, human activities can exacerbate their occurrence. Excessive groundwater pumping, for example, can lower the water table, weakening the support structure underground and increasing the likelihood of sinkhole formation. Understanding the factors that contribute to sinkhole development is crucial for mitigating risks and ensuring public safety. Section 10. Rising tides, rising concerns. Florida faces the future. As a low-lying peninsula state with over 1,200 miles of coastline, Florida faces unique challenges in a changing climate. Sea level rise, driven by the melting of glaciers and the thermal expansion of ocean water, poses a significant threat to Florida's coastal communities and ecosystems. As sea levels continue to rise, coastal erosion is expected to accelerate, putting beaches, homes, and infrastructure at risk. Saltwater intrusion, the movement of saltwater into freshwater aquifers, is another concern. As sea levels rise, they push against the freshwater aquifers that supply Florida with drinking water. This intrusion of saltwater can contaminate freshwater sources, threatening the availability of clean water for human consumption and ecological needs. Florida's coastal communities are on the front lines of climate change. Adapting to these changes will require a multifaceted approach. including investing in resilient infrastructure, protecting natural shorelines, and reducing greenhouse gas emissions to mitigate the pace of sea level rise. Section 11. A call for conservation, protecting Florida's unique heritage. Florida's journey from ancient underwater origins to present-day challenges highlights our planet's ever-changing nature. The state's unique ecosystems provide essential services from filtering water to protecting coastlines. Human activities have left their mark on Florida's environment. The consequences of unchecked development and climate change are evident. Protecting Florida's heritage requires collective effort and sustainable practices. Advocating for policies that protect the environment is crucial. Florida's story reminds us we are linked to the natural world. The choices we make today will determine the legacy we leave. Embracing conservation ensures Florida's beauty and ecological treasures thrive for generations.